Okay, now we're looking at chapter 5, which is the basics of HTML. And we use HTML to create actual programs in a web page, and it allows us to put JavaScript into our HTML. So we created our first HTML document, and that's here. We've got links and the page itself. Hello world. Okay, so here you can either just press exclamation mark and it will type out all of this information, but this information at the top tells us that this is an HTML document, doc type HTML, and then we've got the head, my first proper HTML page, and that's listed as a title within the head, and our body over here, which is hello world. It's in our heading and in our paragraph. And we've got a number of things that we can do within our paragraph, like bolden and put our words into italics. So let me just run this. So as you can see, hello world, my first web page. Let's add another paragraph. Click here to read some excellent comics. Okay, so everything here we put in. It has to be in this order in order for it to be read, and this is some automatic stuff that comes through which creates the type of where you're going to view it. So hello world, that's our first heading, hello world there. I don't know where those two lines are coming from, but anyway. We've got different types of headings as well. If we put in H1, that's the biggest heading, H2 to 6, and that will give us bigger to smaller headings, and the paragraph element that creates paragraph-like text. So as you can see, my first web page, etc., is in the paragraph text, which is different to the heading text. And HTML document. Yeah, we went through this HTML document. Has to begin with HTML and end with HTML as well. That is just a declaration. The doc type is just a declaration that it's an HTML file. Opening and closing HTML tags over here and here. And then the head and the body, as I've mentioned. The title elements, that's what appears on the tab. So you can see it says document title, document. If I put in my document, it will update my document. There we go. And then it just goes through the HTML hierarchy. And that's kind of how it's broken down into the entire HTML element, which contains both the head and the body within it, as shown in that hierarchy. And we can add links into our HTML, which take us to websites. So we added in a link, which was XKCD, which had to be inserted in the paragraph with this syntax. We need an A element, it's an anchor. Okay, so if I show you here, it gives us the anchor element, that A ref, and then the title of it, which is the title of the web page, which is what we will see when we hover over it. So here, Land of Geeky Comics, XC This is how it has to all be written for a link to be visible. It has to have within the paragraph element anchor href equals the link, the address that it actually takes us to. So if I open it up, you'll see that it takes us to xkcd.com, which is just HTTP title. That's what we see when we hover over it. And then click here. That comes up with, we want that underlined. That's what will appear as the hyperlink in the anchor. And then we can follow it with some text. That's within our paragraph element, so it will read as a paragraph. Click here to read some excellent comics. So that's just an anchor element within a paragraph element. And that's how we link websites into our HTML document. So that's now showing you the document. That's just describing how that works, just as I have described. So in this chapter, we learned the basics of HTML, the language used to create web pages. We created a simple web page containing a link to another page. And from that, we went on to chapter 6, which showed us how we can embed JavaScript into our web page. Thank you so much, Zoe.